straight down the train tracks. You can see the transition over beautiful sight lines of district, the beautiful bright lights, the theater, the little canal, the gondolas out there. That's been.
Has this always been a flyover? Because I don't remember those first 2 shots of the canal in the movie theater. Okay.
These are.
Man, look at it.
Yeah.
We need to have just Gears Esports teams on both those banners in the map. That'd be cool, right? You load in, you got them.
How awesome would it be to change the banners for the movie theater in the back of the cinema to be our majors or our former champions? I mean,
honestly, I think that was the goal for All Fathers, but nobody liked the map. Nobody wanted it to cycle. I loved All Fathers, but it just wasn't missed when it came down to it. So Pros is going to play on the most competitive maps. Always consulting their opinion. Now, here we go. Kicking District off. You're going to see a big fight happening here in Info. Multiple players down all around, but Xplosive there for the revives first. And 2 members of Hive got to time themselves out. Solurs has to hold off against his old teammates here as his teammates come off respawn. Nice backup against Xplosive, but he holds shots. And in the end, AMC, they're in the winning position to take this round. INZEM gets crossed. Great angle there from Powerz, and here comes more reinforcements. AMC knew that Hive had to get the home hill, so they set up just right to lock in round number 1.
Please, you know what else I just noticed? We got some nice player pictures too for our finals. We didn't do it all. I don't know. Okay, y'all always do. In my head, I was like, I ain't seen those pictures all night because I looked up and I saw Kenny's egghead and I said, man, what's Kenny doing on the map, man? What's going on here? What's up with this?
They need to just use Kenny's emote, the Kenny lip. If you guys got the Kenny lips, let me see them in the chat, yo. They just need to use that as his player profile picture. But Botox going down, hotel and arcade. And that's going to be a staple here. We'll see how these weapon placements evolve as the map goes on. But so far, it's only 2 lanes that are being focused, and that's top cinema and that's mid-map. But as I say that, we got 3 lanes having some attention, and AMC choosing to play for the home hill down low instead. And great 2v1 against TJ in the mid-map. He wasn't expecting that.
Now we see Powerz. He's going to try to flank around. 2 good shots from the hip. Going to get Solurs down and out. That's going to give him the B hill. Meanwhile, over at the home hill, that's going to be INZEM stacking up and playing some defense. AMC set up 2 deep just outside, 1 inside the juice. I believe Kenny has to be careful because a couple of players are in the area to stop him. And they do just that. I believe it was a bolt hawk from Noey that took his head clean off. 4v3 on the map right now. Powerz is going to hold down the B hill as much as he can by himself. He is full red. Noey with that bolt hawk has been ever dangerous and ever lurking. Shot over the cover. Won't be able to get but so much with the up A gets 1. Noey shuts him down. Now has a shot on the Praized, but it's going to get Lancer for a moment. Xplosive finds himself 1 as well. Oh my God! Praized with the turn and burn. Looking like a damn sun. He is so hot right now.
And he's going to pull out that Lancer, and he's going to beam on his opponents right there as well. DJ claps it up one time, say, all right, good round. We give you that one. You guys get 2 back to back. And AMC, they lock in 2 in a row. Great initial there for him in the beginning of the round, because if it was no power weapons on the map, most of the focus is going to go towards the top lane at B and towards mid-map. But by it being a mismatch in strategy, Praized actually taking bandstand in a quickness in which he did. It seemed like that strategy was orchestrated to take out TJ from the start. And once they got that man advantage, they kept map control. Another thing that I love about 4v4 is that if you're in a bad spot, all you got, and you got 2 to 3 guys pushing you, just take 1 to the grave. If you can't run away, hold off, take 1 to the grave. Your team will love you for it, all right? They can hold off the next 3 players based off the size of the map with those 2 extra players being out of here.
Beautiful job. First 2 rounds. AMC really firing on all cylinders right now. See Praized come to the middle of the map. Shots over that cover. Not going to be able to find anything just yet. He's got a teammate to his left. They finally start trading out. INZEM is down. They're going to be able to clean him up. It's going to be a 4v3 effective as Xplosive crawls around. But there's the quick revive out on a hit. 4v1 right now. Solurs is going to have to find his way around the map and just hide. try to stop them from getting the triple cap domination, try to make it somewhere on the map. Powerz is going to be just outside of the home hill, awaiting anybody to push up. Not sure he's going to be able to do much more than just hang out, see how this kind of goes, and see where they must have him rotate to. But he's going to get pressed up on.
Yeah, nah, he's getting pressed up on indeed. He has some help from his teammates coming out of Juice. And now Praized knows that INZEM is by himself. He puts some pressure on the back end, just enough for Xplosive to get that damage. But you see he backpedals because he knows Praized is coming through. And gonna see AMC continue to put the pressure on Hive. 2 players on a hill. Praized has a cross from ATM. Hive cannot make it to the hotel in time, which is their home hill. Get the decap. So far, they have not been able to find an answer to anything that AMC is doing for them. But if I had to...
Oh my God, Blaze, look at the scoreboard. Please.
Oh, I saw the zeros. I was like, why you got to bring it back?
Oh my God.
Bring it back?
Oh my God. But Kenny, look at Kenny. Kenny is 0-10. He's got 10 assists. Yo, Kenny, use the shotgun. Use the shotgun.
All Lancer, baby. All Lancer.
Like,
I'd rather have my teammate have a 0-20 score line with the most damage on my team than kills. I don't care. I think it looks just as good.
Like, no disrespect, I love this man to death, but if he gets no kills and all assists in a round, I'm calling it the Drix.
I think I'm okay with that. And I think he's intentionally playing for it at this point. I think if you go to Kenny, he's not going to try to pull out his shotgun throughout the entirety of this map.
Here we go with Powerz. Shots on, gets another down. He's not going to be able to get that cleanup, though. Solurs is there. A lot of shots, a lot of cross. Kenny has another down to his name, but I'm not sure anybody was able to clean it up exactly. Kenny playing the top side of the map. Shots over from the fountain. Pulls his shotgun out, goes right back to the Lancer, ladies and gentlemen. He's trying to get himself another assist. There's another down on his Solurs. There's another down on the TJ. Don't get it, Kenny. Oh, thank God he didn't get it. Let's go. I'm cheering for this the rest of the game, baby. I'm wanting.
He's intentionally not playing for kills at this moment. That's how in sync this AMC roster are. That's how much confidence they have in this series against Hive. When it comes down to Gears Esports, some matchups, players just have psychological advantages against. And they've played against Noey, TJ, INZEM, and even their old teammate in Solurs for years. And they don't want to lose against them.
Well, I also think that one of the things that happens a lot is Hive almost falls into the trap of they know how fast PK and Rebel and Fire and Ice are going to play. AMC has so many different looks to them that they let Hive do that. They say, look, you can be reckless all you want. We'll let you play as fast as you want, and we'll just play around it. And that's exactly what they're doing right now. They're taking advantage of every mistake, every possible bonehead play, and they're making them pay in spades for it. Kenny and Xplosive in the hill. Kenny finally gets a kill. He ruins the stat line, ladies and gentlemen.
He didn't even need the kill.
Despicable. Boot him from the game. Make him restart.
Get him out of here.
Get the 0 back on his scoreboard. Damn it.
He didn't even need the kill. Him and Praized would have double capped it, but Kenny just wasn't being a team player. He could have honestly just let Praized have it. Damn it.
My man with double-digit assists just got called not being a team. I don't know how to react anymore. I don't know what life is, lady.
I think, folks, it is late into the night, so me and Colin gonna kind of get loose here. Loose the bit. Oh, man. But we're having fun. Drop shots gonna get placed here for Hive down low in bandstand. I mean, we already saw the shot grenades get built up at Arcade and Hotel. Let's see if this is what Hive needs to come back into this round. Back into this match.
Here comes Praized once again, stouted up on that middle cover. Shots from the fountains area. They're going to get a lot of damage. There's the down. Trying to come in for the cleanup. They're going to get INZEM. Now Solurs is down. He cleans him up as well. Praized with 2 kills to his name, making a 4v2 effective on the map. And the last 2 players for Hive are trapped like rats down at the first half home hill. There goes the possible triple cap domination counting in. Ladies and gentlemen, 5-0 pure domination by AMC.
I ain't never seen a map won that quickly throughout Gears of War 4v4, 4v5. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure somebody, hey, chat, let me know. Have y'all seen one quicker than that? Because this district was a slaughter.
Yo, Praized didn't have no deaths.
He didn't have no deaths.
I don't even care how bad I don't care how bad
Yeah.
my English is. He didn't have no deaths.
Who got the better stat line? I think Praized got the better stat line for the team.
Praized just had double-digit kills, no deaths. I don't
Almost had double-digit assists, but Kenny took it from him.
I'm just at this point, Praized can do whatever he wants for the rest of the evening. I don't care if he if he just craps the bed for 2 straight maps. All I'm gonna remember for the rest of this night is that he got double-digit kills and no deaths.
And you know how we break that tie? We need to know the damage done, okay? Who did the most damage out of all 4 of them? Yeah, we see the numbers. We see the kill cleanups. We see we put 20 points on them getting assists, but who had the most damage?
God, that turn and burn by Praized, that hurts me to watch, man, because I'm the kid that usually gets turned on. So, like, I feel that pain where I'm like, I've got his 6, and then there's a shotgun in my face, and I'm dead. And I'm like, I don't have a 6, guys. Hey, I'm not there.
Nah, not there just yet, okay? Oh, man. So, great map here for AMC to kick this one off. And I said that Hive would have a chance in this series if they can take District. They was not able to. Now, Asylum and Training Grounds are coming up. Now, if you want to historically look at Hive's better maps, all right? When it was Demise, Tidy, Noey, TJ, no TJ, Solurs, whatever it may be, Asylum and Training Grounds were in their top 3. Fatal Strike, you correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it is. And so in the end here, 4v4 is going to be a different game, and Powerz have been lighting up on Asylum all night long.
It's going to take a lot better than top 2 or 3 maps to beat what we just witnessed. My man Kenny had two kills and like 747 assists, okay? Praized is over there doing what I want Praized to play with his feet next map. I'm going to say it. All right, he has to play with his feet. That's his handicap.
Hey, I will say, man, with him wearing Timbs all the time, he got some strong toes, all right? So it's a possibility, man. If you're going to wear big boots all day, you probably can play with your feet.
That's why he's the king of New York, man. Because if he's always wearing Timbs, that's like a prerequisite to be king of New York.
Yeah.
That's crazy, though, that they got the... Could you imagine... Like, think about... Before we get into this next map, just think about all of the high-level talented players that have come out of New York. Like, what the hell are they drinking in the water up there to make them good at gears? That good at gears in the tri-state area, if you so please to call it that.
Well, if I had to think back on it, part of me was like, is it the Red Bull, the Mountain Dew? Is it the bodegas? Is it a healthy meal, being active?
It's the bodegas.
But, that New York mentality, I lived there for 2 years, the concrete jungle, it is a go-get-it mentality whenever you wake up. And a lot of these players coming up in esports, when the tri-state area, I want to say like that New Jersey, New York, Connecticut type area, those guys were at all those local lands. And there was a lot of Gears of War local lands back in Gears of War 1, Gears of War 2. And they created a great foundation for the esport. And then towards I will say second, third generation of Gears esports, I kind of call it the second generation towards the Hyphen days, that you get the Hyphen tournaments on the East Coast as well. And you just get some of the best players coming out of that area. And they've always wanted to make it. Gears of War is an aggressive game. You have to be able to go out there and get kills and get that check. And New York players, man, they do it best. For some reason, they just do it best.
Well, we're going to find out if the 2-4, wow. Math. No. Let's see if one half of AMC from New York can help solidify that final win for the night, because we are going over to Asylum, ladies and gentlemen, where Powerz has put on an absolute show all night long.
Yes, he has, man. And we'll see what he can do, because he just watched 2 of his teammates put up some amazing stat lines. But if I'm Powerz, I'm like, about time. About time you ain't down the map. You better keep supporting me. Hell.
Now we see Explosive top entrance, trying to pressure up, trying to make somebody make a mistake there. Meanwhile, both teams have somebody rotate over to the middle of the map. You get the mark out there by Solurs. TJ in the B hill is going to go down. They're going to get the quick cleanup there onto him. 2 members down. Now 4v2 effective on the map. AMC, though, they're going to settle up for the two-man defensive stand. 1-1-2 to be exact. They're going to go for the 2-to-1 hill advantage here. They're going to cross over into the positive point territory here. And it looks like a two-man push across the top. Can they get an extra down or two here on Xplosive or Powerz? Noey in the area. Got a lot of great shots there. Not going to be able to find anybody just yet.
All right, so it's AMC with both their neutral hill and their home hill. Hive is trying to figure out how do we get one more of these hills back in our favor. TJ trying to move up, but he's getting focused by player number 7. And then you also have 2 members here of AMC. I do believe one is going to be at the underpass of Pavilion. At the minimap, sometimes it looks like he can be up top with his teammate, but he's trying to focus Powerz and also focus mid-map. But from this position, this is more of a defensive area in which Solurs is in. Powerz gets too aggressive here, trying to take him out, but his teammates didn't get to him in time. Solurs was the focus, and he's just going to go behind him. He says, hey, I'm not going to let you guys take me out. I'm going to be a nuisance here. And that's exactly what he does. Still, AMC not able to get the B hill just yet. But what was acquired was Hive getting both home hills.
Now you see, continuing to get kills, continuing to hold down the mid-neutral hill. 1v1 here, Noey versus Powerz. I mean, talk about brothers in arms at times. Those two probably know each other better than just about anybody else on the entire circuit when it comes to possibly taking 1v1s. Xplosive, though, he says, look, man, we're playing for money. No reason to try to show anybody up. Give me a second to get there and give you some help. There's the Lancer Fire over the top, down on INZEM. Kenny moves back into position. Kenny now 4-1-0. 4 kills already in the first round. No deaths. TJ's going to be mounted up here at the train tracks. Hive will have crossed the 200-point threshold first, but it is going to be on AMC to win the round. TJ gets his first kill of the map. They're on Xplosive, and that's going to leave Kenny in a bad position. 4v3 on the map. Kenny's going to try his best to play a little defensively here. Solurs and TJ on the train tracks. He's going to go down. That's a death for him. Praized will get one at the home hill. Powerz will come across and trade out with him. Now there's going to be a double hill cap, and it's going to be up to Hive to rotate back to their own home. Solurs will be the first into the area. He's going to be shot on from behind by Xplosive. Xplosive trying to make sure they can't get back into the fight. They're going to have to get the decap and the recap, but they're only going to get the touch. Powerz stays alive for as long as he can. Still alive. And that's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. AMC 6th round in a row. They take a 1-0 map, or take a 1-0 round count lead here. Map number 2, Blaze. What did you see? Talk to me, baby.
That was huge. And, you know, I'm thinking to myself, even if Powerz did not get that double, do they still win? You had multiple players going down low towards the B hill. It was going to be a 1v1 fight for it. But in the end, Elite was already acquired. And even if you just kept A hill neutral and B hill neutral, AMC would have still locked that round in. So we going into the second round, we're going to see Botox down. That's going to be a little staple here because with the Botox, you get that headshot potential from long ranges down low at the tracks. A good weapon to keep players' heads down. Also, even flank and even be able to get some shots up top towards entrance where that E-hill is located in the second half. Let's see what these teams are going to do with it. Kenny gets it for his team and TJ gets it for his.
Now we see Powerz batted up in the middle. We're going to go over here to TJ. Bottom of the train tracks. Excuse me, Boltok in hand. He's going to try to hit shots toward the entrance. The same push that actually was the icebreaker for AMC, giving them a lot of positioning later on in the fights. Now we see Kenny, Boltok in his hand. Nobody able to make a move just yet. We're going to have to find out where this first pressure is going to come from. The first train will be just front side, so you'll be able to take the backside of the tracks if you so wish.
All right. Oh. That's when the trains come in on that inner track, you got to make sure you got even numbers on the other side. If not, your opponents will use, I want to say that 7 seconds in which the train is active to take a man advantage and to get map control. So these teams know that you got to defend against that one. Now, TJ's trying to move up here just a bit as you got 2 separate 1v1s on the other side of the map. So he's trying to use his right-hand advantage. AMC knows that they're not getting help, so they try to take a quick 2v1. But in the end, TJ and INZEM had a perfect push here. Noey wins the 1v1 up top, gives Solurs the opportunity to get one for himself, and now 3 members of Hive is heading towards the home.
Right there. Hive trying to go for a triple cap domination of their own. Now 2 of them on the hill. Here comes Praized. rolls in and gets the touch, but also gets exploded for his efforts. Solurs will pick up the meat shield there onto Powerz. Kenny gets meleeed down, shot out just outside. Xplosive can't get into the hill in time. Hive finally finish off their first round here. They were down 6 rounds in a row. They finally come away with one, and that might be the start to something great.
Great job there for Hive coming back into that round. And Solurs was a big reason of why they won that one. And what he did is, I believe that's Powerz who was playing the mid lane for AMC. By him playing that underpass, he forces Powerz to keep giving him attention. Also on the top end of the map, Noey has attention with Xplosive in his 1v1 fight. So when it comes down to the fight down low, by Solurs doing that, he's making it an even 2v2 fight and preventing the Lancer from coming down and putting pressure there on TJ and INZEM. And because they're giving them a clean 2v2 fight, they're winning the rounds and putting their team in a great position here. So, but how do you counter against that? Well, you kind of gotta, if you still want to cross Hive out and play off against their aggressiveness, you gotta bait them in. But Hive is waiting for Solurs to really put himself in a good position. You see how they back up and Solurs gets the cross? Well, instead of Powerz playing through the mid lane, he's playing man on man towards the backside. And this is a very defensive position here for AMC. But I think Hive is, at this point, they're like, yo, we ain't going nowhere. Like, this, y'all gonna make the move this round.
So, mounted up. Hive is feeling really good right now, especially off the back of that last round when they absolutely dominated the rotations in the late round. See now who can mount up that first initial push. Kenny will come down in here, Boltok in hand. Trying to catch somebody from Hive, leaving cover to try to get a shot or two before anybody can get into that position. But this is, I mean, this is going to take just a hot minute before anybody decides to make that first move. Powerz is now coming to the pavilion.
TJ has the retro, and nobody else on the side of AMC don't have a retro on their side. So I may have missed the weapon placements for the upgrade there, because I do see the talent in the Boltoks in the hands of Kenny and Xplosive. So they do have some utility to use down there.
I think the positioning from Hive is what give them that initial burst, though. Even though they give up the mid-neutral hill, they get the kill, so it's 4v3 effective on the map. INZEM walks it to him, gets that down on Praized, and now Powerz is kind of stuck. He's going to be called out, Lancer down in the middle by the retro. TJ will be able to clean him up. Leisure. There it is, 2-1 in favor of Hive. Talent by Xplosive, just a hair outside off the mark, please.
But look at his pressure in which he's putting out. That DPS, man. He's gonna get it down, gets in, gets the kill, but Solurs and INZEM, they will be the last two to stay alive here in this position of the map. So Hive just got the lead, and that was the back off of INZEM and TJ making plays down low. As TJ had Powerz trapped in a difficult spot, INZEM knew that he needed to distract the 1v1. He needed to distract his guy for his team to be able to isolate one of those players to get the 2v1, and that got them the 2-1 hill advantage. But here comes AMC, 3 players down low. The cross is there for Noey in the mid lane, but I don't know if that's going to be enough here.
Now that's not going to be enough. The downs are still coming through for Hive. They're picking up meat shields, going to be picking up kills. Hive needed to have a couple of more deaths there if AMC wanted to come back into this, but Hive standing strong. There goes the home hill of AMC as well, and this is definitely going to be back-to-back rounds for Hive, but they are starting to march back into this one to try to take us to a map number 3. Beautifully done there.
I want to say that was a great round for Noey. One of my biggest critiques of him ever since watching him, you know, kind of play back in Gears of War 4 when I believe he went to his first event in Boston out there. And so he was his first event out there in Boston. And I just want him to work smarter and not harder, because we know that Noey can slay out. But if he just takes his thinking to the next level, he can really put his opponents into some difficult positions and force them to have to play more in his hand without him having to make these crazy ass plays for his team all the time. And once he put that initial damage to help his teammates out, he flanked through mid-map and says, hey, I'm about to take the 2v1, man, and just cap this hill and make this easy on my team. rather than, you know, having that tunnel vision and wanting to get into that shotgun fight, feeling like he needs to get in that shotgun fight.
INZEM down. They're going to try to clean him up. 3 members of AMC down here at the B hill. They're going to clean up a second one. Meanwhile, Hive have rotated across the top of the map. They went for home to home, and now Powerz looks like he might try to chase out and get it down here onto Solurs. Solurs is going to continue to back up, play his life, play a little defensively. Going to get some shots over that top on him, and I think AMC is going to retreat now and try to find out where Noey went and try to get a kill on him. Noey is up top of the entrance, and here comes the 2 versus 1 down at the B hill. So Hive lives long enough and rotates quick enough to basically put the pressure back on AMC.
Yeah, they did a good job with that rotation there. And they have INZEM in position down low at the B hill to prevent anyone. Oh my, imagine AMC was that fast to cross them out from making that one blunder. If the Lancers were that focused on them, I would think that that's impressive. But on the flip end, INZEM is in a position to block that lower lane and get his teammates down here. And now we're at an even 4v4 fight. We also see Solurs. He has that pressure there under Pavilion. He's trying to focus Xplosive to worry about him. Says, hey, man, you got to look at me. If not, we're going to, you know, make some big plays here. And INZEM and TJ, they don't even need his help because they're like the focus fire alone from the 2 of them has created this play of getting B and putting AMC on their back foot.
TJ, be mounted up down here at that park bench. Being able to answer anybody. We go over to Solurs here in the middle of the map, just surveying the area, keeping an eye on Xplosive, and Hive has the lead officially, and they will continue to mount up toward 200. They will continue to mount up toward that 250-point marker. See Kenny trying to go wide, get it down on INZEM, which he finally does, and now TJ will trade him out 3v3 effective on the map. Another death needs to come through for either team to really give them the pressure and the power position. You're going to see Solurs actually rotate back. They have a player down inside B. That's a second down now. This might be the opening that AMC needed. They're going to have to go straight for the home hill, though. I believe nobody's gone down there for B. They're finally off of respawn. Will be Kenny going for B. They've put all their eggs in the basket of C now. They have INZEM caught like a rat in the back of this home hill. Here comes TJ off of spawn. The melee stun will come out. They're trying to stop him from getting any kind of touch. The extra melee will get the down, and they will solidify the triple cap domination. 2-2 going into the second half, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful job by AMC to come back into that round, and it all started with an extra wide push from Kenny B. Bounce down across the train tracks.
Hey, good job to AMC for getting this one all tied up. We got a great series on our hands here, folks. Hive is making this map a lot more competitive than the first one. We see the mismatch in placements when it comes down to Botox and retros. The retros for Hive is down low, and so we've seen TJ pick that one up, his route to his position to kind of guard that B hill. But as this map's gonna flip, we will see AMC get their shot grenade down first compared to Hive. So they got both squads are gonna get their incendiary grenades around the same time, I want to say. We'll see what happens here, because this shot grenade should put AMC up in this round if they use it correctly.
Noey trying to shoot through the smoke and the shot grenade to get any kind of down or damage going. Not going to be able to find anything just yet. Now you see Powerz mounted up and across the top. There's the flashback. They're going to be able to move into position if they so choose here in the next few moments. They moved up on that first cover, and I don't know who the sacrificial lamb will be. It looks like they both hop and try to drop into the cover, but not going to be anything just yet. Now, there goes the decap and the retake. Hive are back into this now. Push and pull we go. Noey rolls back over to the right.
So Xplosive and Praized are trying to work these lower tracks. INZEM is trying to get down low to help out his teammate, but TJ says, hey, I got him. And INZEM is going to get the down on Xplosive. So they win that fight. Now it's up to Powerz and Kenny. Kenny goes down. Powerz is trying to play for the 1v1, but Solurs makes quick work of him. They say, we don't need the shot grenade. We just need to win our fights, out-rotate you, out-teamwork you, and we'll come out on top victorious. Great round there for Hive.
fantastic round, as a matter of fact. That, ladies and gentlemen, was picture perfect for them as well. They come away with a 3-2 round count here. 2 rounds away from taking us to a map. And number 3, Solurs having a match right now, 11-8 and only 3 deaths. He is definitely popping off and rotating anywhere he needs to be for his team. Hovering over the hammer burst now. There's the shot grenade, upgraded by Hive. Powerz hovering over the the Boltok will upgrade it to the retro.
All right, so both teams are set up to get their incendiary grenades at the same time. And that small little advantage in which I thought AMC had with that shot grenade, well, that's out the window. Must-win round for them here in this moment, but they'll be okay if they lose this map because they did win the first one. I'm pretty sure they want to get this one over with in a 2-0 fashion, but Hive, they always find some way to survive.
Now we see the shots over the top, trying to get the extra down here on multiple members of AMC. They do have the 2-1 hill advantage for a moment. Hive, though, easily got the retake off. There's the down. There's the kill. Now they're pushing up onto Kenny. Kenny's trying to make anything help.
Oh, nice shot.
Anything happen in this fight. Here comes the flank as well. They shut him down. Picture perfect retake yet again by the side of Hive. They are going to look like they're going to be well on their way to a 4-2 round count. He Powerz back off a respawn. He needs to try to play his life a little bit here. Maybe play a little defensive before his teammates can get there. Not sure what they're going to be able to get just yet.
Now Powerz, he's going to hold back these Hive members who are overextending through the E-hill. Quick shot grenade being placed by Praized, and a revive comes through, but how many players did it cut off? Because no kills are getting acquired. A down came through, but the shot grenade didn't do much. Is it a payload out there or something? What happened to the shot?
Explosive goes down, and now you see the retro. Praized is here. Let's see, Praized is going to come up here now. He's still got the retro in hand. They have the E-hill. They don't have their home. Here comes Noey trying to go for the reaction. Kenny, though, with 2 great shots, helps gets the down there. They're going to get their home. 4v2 effective on the map. I believe they can come back, though, very easily if they simply sit on the 2-1 hill advantage. They just have to play perfect defense, because one of the things that they have not been able to do just yet is stop Hive from getting back into the fight. See the bounce in. Here comes INZEM. He gets into the entrance. Not going to be able to get that decap just yet. Hive once again going for another decap, and INZEM with that back A is just absolutely owning the entirety of this matchup from inside of the entrance, and Hive is continuing to be picture perfect on their retakes at the E-hill. And ladies and gentlemen, I can't say it anymore. Hive, they're well on their way to a 4-2 round count. I mean, they were doing good earlier. That retake picture perfect, only losing 1 out of 4 people. What more could you ask for?
Yeah, Hive is really showing that Asylum is one of their better maps. And honestly, if you ever played under this Hive banner throughout Gears of War 5, this has been a map in which you guys have been really good at. On the flipping, I think Training Grounds is one of them as well. That's going to go back. That's going to be map number 3. Hive is showing that, hey, we're here to fight, man. We do not want to be the team to let UYU, kind of reign over us on the North American side of things when it comes down to the power rankings. They're trying to shoot ahead, man. INZEM, TJ, Solurs, Noey, all 4 of these players got something to prove here. And they're proving it.
Incendiary grenades out for both teams. Shocks out for both teams as well. Coming into this next round, 4-2, round number 7. AMC now must win 3 rounds in a row to make it a 2-0 after that dominating 5-0 performance in the first map. Who would have seen this one coming in this fashion? But for now, this is exactly what Hive needs if they want the momentum to shift in their favor. See them pushing up now. There's the incendiary grenade kill onto Noey from Xplosive, and that's a good icebreaker kill. Now they're going to rotate down toward the train tracks. They need to possibly push up into the area to make sure they solidify E, but INZEM trying to hold him off, trying to stop him. Here comes Solurs. He rotates up to the top side of the map. Powerz is going to back up as well. Kenny throws that flash. They're going to continue to backpedal. Now there's 3v3 top side of the map over E. Another flash in the area, and once again, Hive, just too good on the retake, are now in the area to try to get this decap.
Yeah, they're definitely here, but you're gonna have to see a lot of pre-fire in there from AMC. They do a great job baiting out the nade. Now, Hive, since they got that cover blocked, nobody can shoot him from the right. And Solurs, he can only get 1 foot in the hill at this moment, okay? He steps out any further to the right, his elbow showing, he can get shot. It was very important that TJ had to play aggressive down low to prevent a cross from coming in at tracks. Now, if he dies, AMC is going to try to take advantage of this when it gets towards the home hill. It's going to be up to INZEM. He has about 5 seconds to defend it before his teammate comes off a respawn. And they say, hey, so far, so good. Hive sitting all their forces up top to stop this push on an E-hill. On the flip in, Praized is being very sneaky. He's going to keep the 2-to-1 hill advantage here for his squad. He's going to cap it up and run away.
Them top side of the entrance, shooting down toward the train tracks. 2-to-1 hill advantage in favor of AMC. Trying to mount up just as many points as they can to force Hive into bad situations. Noey, though, shot over the cover, finally gets the down there onto Praized.
Oh my God, what an up-A.
That is 3 straight deaths, or 2 straight deaths, 4 straight deaths for
that
AMC. My God, this is going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to get the decap, and they are going to move on to map number 3. They are going to suck this one down right here, right now. Hive take it 5-2.
Man, so Colin, the reason why I said that can't happen is because let's kind of go back towards the middle of that last round there. AMC, they have control. They're at E and they're trying to get control. Solurs is in the hill as they're locked in. What Praized does, he's being very sneaky on the flank here. He gets the hill decapped right there, right? So the hill's decapped. He brings 2 players to him. And at this point, he's looking at his team like, hey, I got 2 Lancers on me, man. I got 2 guys push me. Go take your numbers up top. But TJ, he went on the offensive. He got 2 kills with the help of his teammates. They won a 2v3 mismatch there. And even though it was great plays being made down low, that ultimately nullified Hive kind of capping that hill and AMC backing up. In the end, Hive slaying power and their reps on that map Asylum brought them out towards the end, man. They came out with the victory. We're about to head over towards map number 3.
Picture perfect breakdown like a shotgun. My main man, Guy Blaze, always letting the viewers know exactly how people are winning these fights and winning these maps. But before we get into map number 3, we're going to go to a quick commercial break as we load in. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. And as promised, I said after that quick commercial break, we were going to be right back into the action as we load into map number 3. We come to training grounds between Hive and AMC. A new winner will be crowned tonight, and it'll be crowned in the next 9 maximum rounds. Somebody will win 5 at some point, and they will come away with this victory here in map number 3.
And let us know in the chat who you think is going to win this map so you ain't switching up at the end of it, all right? Let us know. Is it Hive or is it AMC? Who's coming out victorious and going to be your 3rd Emergence Day champion of Gears 4v4 Esports?
My man Blaze don't like it when people switch up on him. He said, so you better put your loyalty in the chat and you better not switch up on me either. But round number 1, quick as a hiccup, 35 seconds, dominated by the overextension of AMC. And hey Blaze, I know you normally don't put stock in stuff like this, but
yeah,
be honest with me.
Okay.
Explosive using the Rise Lancer. I mean, is he taking shots right now? Is he taking shots? Is he like,
he did. Well, he may have had it earlier today. Are we just noticing that?
I'm just noticing it. He may have had it
earlier today when he played against Rise. I didn't notice it before because he's pretty much had a retro in his hand most of the day. But you know, hey, it definitely taking some shots. Okay, Gears of War players, when it comes down to trash talk, since this is the COVID era of esports, they find ways to talk that smack in game. All right, so. Definitely, these players, when they use their opponent skins, definitely let them know what's up.
See, Powerz now, backside of the U, trying to get the shot over. Trade out comes through, though. Praized is not able to finish off the second. Xplosive goes down as well. B-Hill will be decapped and now won by Hive. Hive off to the races, trying their best to get over to the hill. home hill of AMC, trying to basically flip the script, go 3 for 3 right here, to hill after hill. There's the flash. Here comes Powerz. Doesn't get in time. Tied up 1-1.
All right, man. Back and forth with these two teams, and it was almost as quick as the last round right there. Only two kills being acquired there for the side of Hive to win that round, but that's because they timed a few players out. They said, hey, man, you take your own life. I still kind of think the person who got the down should get the credit for the kill. You know, I'm saying.
That's just because you're so pinpoint accurate with every gun you have. You get more downs than just about anybody else on the map. That's the problem, Blaze. That's why you want those credits.
I want to see stats for kills, downs.
What damage? Damage has been the number one thing I've heard you say since Gears 4.
Damage, bro. That's how you know who really about it, who's playing fast, who knows how to change from target to target, who's rotating, who's, hitting the most Lancer shots. Yeah, people can get points from the heals and everything else, but and I will say with the changes in what they made to the amount of points in which you get for cap and heals, the players who land where they land on the scoreboard is more accurate than what it used to be. So we'll say that much. But here we go off the start. Powerz gets the initial down on the end zone. Revive's gonna come through. 2v2 fight here. The fight's happening top outlook on the outskirts as well. Xplosive, Kenny, Powerz, all able to pick up kills here, but INZEM's left.
I see here INZEM trying his best. He comes in for the up A, doesn't get it. He's gonna go down. They're gonna leave him to bleed out. They're gonna be trying to get over to the C hill now. 2 members of Hive are back off of respawn, though 3 are there now. 4 will be coming shortly. There's the up A, shuts down 1. Solurs gets shut down as well by Xplosive, and a 3rd will try his hand. He's gonna go down and out, and it's gonna be up to INZEM, but he's not gonna make it. No way, no how. 2-1. AMC taking the lead.
All right, that was a 54-second round, not the fastest one we had yet so far. That goes to 31, but a nice quick response there by AMC to go back and forth with these guys. At this level of competition, it's coming down to who wins the initial, okay? Yeah, the respawn banks aren't here, but even though you can respawn and the respawns are at 12 seconds, if you do not play your life, your opponent will push you and trip cap dominate you. So, and when it comes down to this map, training rounds, I think this is the map in which all our professional teams have their rotations down pat. They know exactly what step 1, step 2, and step 3 is, rather if they win the initial or lose it.
See, flashes out toward the back of the U. Once again, the fight will mount up here very shortly. All the stuns coming through. Nobody able to get many shots on or a lot of damage just yet. You see some Lancer fire coming from the top of Overlook as well. Hive trying to mount up and just put the damage on members of AMC here at the back of the U. Not sure what they're going to be able to do just yet. It looks like they're going to rotate Solurs over across the top of the U, and they try to spring into action, but it's just too little too late. 2 members of AMC already down. A 3rd dying as well. It's going to be a 1v1 at the B hill. I believe Kenny just has to prolong this round as much as he can to try to stay in this. Flash grenade over the top. Not going to be able to get anything just yet. This touch might come through, but it is not in time, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to refill it right back up. 2-2 already in the second half.
So with it being 4v4, you need to put a player at the B hill, right? So now it makes it a 3-man fight over at the U. You need at least 2 guys to fight around that back hedge. Rather, if you have a right hand or a left hand, you need 2 guys in case one go down, one is close enough for the revive. And the 3rd is usually Lancer and support. And now we saw the 3rd for Hive. Solurs, he was chilling at the top of the stairs for Overlook, crossing down, and we ultimately saw him flank, and that flank won the round there for Hive. But on a flip in, what was the 3rd guy for AMC doing? If he wraps too soon, he puts his teammates at a disadvantage getting 3v2'd if he was to put the pressure on Solurs. So until the shot grenades come down, which they are now, that's really one of the only ways in which you can nullify that play.
Shocks are out. Praized is going to try to push up on that kill. He's not going to be able to get either of them because Xplosive will get them both, and now they turn their attention to Noey. Noey will be on those baby steps. He's going to be getting 1 kill of his own, so that's going to prolong the round just a bit. We're not going to see a perfect triple cap off of Rip. after this initial goes through. Noey trying to get a second. Xplosive is down. Solurs will clean up that kill, get the revive onto Noey as well. Beautiful job by him to keep his team alive in this fight and in this round. They're going to be going into the E-Hill now. Staggering the deaths of AMC. Hive might be able to get one more and then push over the triple cap domination, but my God, Powerz and Kenny are both busting out there saying, look, we're off the scene right here, right now. We're going to try to get somewhere else to make this fight a little more interesting for our team.
Oh, nice back A right there for Powerz. And he steps up for the chunk on TJ, taking out both of his old teammates there. Now, quick revive here for Praized. So far, so good for the side of AMC. They know exactly where these last two members are. This is going to be up to INZEM to make a big play on his back U.
Comes INZEM. He's going to be back at U. He's going to go down, finally shot over the cover. You can see it's going to be TJ trying to get the decap there at the home hill, trying to make something happen. And Noey with another shot up top is getting another down. Still alive. Noey twice in this round has prolonged the fight to keep his team in it. TJ looking like he's going to try to go home to home here to put the pressure back onto AMC. As you can see, neither team really even counting up to that 150 marker just yet. Finally, AMC will reach it. It'll be down to 50 seconds or so. Beautiful job there. They have a second in their sights. 3v1 on him as well. Now, AMC has to be careful. Solurs waiting in the wings. Praized a little misroll there. He's going to get his head clean clocked off, and Powerz has to pull back now. That little trade will prolong it just a little bit more. Powerz with picture-perfect accuracy gets the down and the kill. 2-1 Hills still in favor. AMC.
And AMC has overlook control. For a second, they thought about overextending, but with TJ in this position, Xplosive and Kenny cannot push him. And I say that, but you got to have the right utility. They knew that flash went a little bit too far. If they stun him, they try to play up for that kill, but they got the shock there. The shock buys them enough time at the neutral hill for them to get this win, even if the home hill is broken. So AMC had a great response to what Hive threw at them in this round. Back and forth between teams. Now, one thing that's super important about playing training grounds on 4v4 is that you got to get a head count as you are crossing through the middle of the map going towards overlook, because if you can't look at your peripheral on your screen right and see a few players running towards you, most likely they're playing for a home hill setup. And the quicker teams are able to identify a head count, the better they'll be. Because if not, you're sending 4 players over towards E. Yeah, you may get the shock, you may get the heal, but you're going to give up all those weapons on the bottom portion of the map. So you can kind of see which direction the arrows look. And number 9, it was Noey gave it a check. And he was like, all right, guys, we're all good. 4v4 fight over here on the side of the map. AMC was like, we're just going.
There's the monkey wrench. AMC sends people up to the top side of Overlook to try to shoot down. There's a perfect shock. A lot of damage out. Second down on INZEM. TJ goes down as well. Unsure if they're going to be able to clean any of these up. Here comes Noey trying to up-A the corner. Praized, though, gives him a little stutter step, a shimmy shake, and a single shot. Gets the chunk. Solurs turns and burns onto Powerz, though. He's full red. He has to be very careful not to go down in this fight. He's going to start regenerating his health up, which is going to prolong him in the next fight. Shots, though, from behind will get the down. Kenny Bounce will get that credit. Now we see 3 members of Hive coming off of respawn now. Not sure where they're going to go or where they're going to rotate, as they will lose the 2-1 hill advantage in this round early up.
Now, AMC, they got the setup in which they want. They want 2 players to lock in Overlook. Taking a look and see if they still have their shot grenade. They do not. They got some smokes and flashes, but when they get it off respawn, they'll be able to lock that lane down. Now, on the flip end, Hive needs to know that they need to make a move before those shot grenades are acquired by AMC. With 3 players on this side of the map, they're trying to figure out, do we push up top? Do we go down low? You're going to have Kenny in position looking at all players on the map. He lets his team know that I got a 1v1. Guys pressing me at the hill. I can't watch your middle. You need to do that explosive. So that's why you see him back up there towards the platform. And he's going to let Powerz and Praized defend this hill. With this fight breaking out here, you see Hive getting aggressive at the Overlook, and they did a great job accounting for their numbers. Once they were able to assess that Xplosive was playing far back, they knew they had a little bit of time to get this advantage before he could even be a factor in the fight. Kenny is going to extend around here for his team.
Kenny's gonna get that kill over on the opposite side. Powerz is taking the home hill of Hive, and he's not gonna be challenged just yet. Here comes a late challenge from Noey in the 1v1 against Powerz. He's gonna win it. Praized, wrong side of the map, is gonna finally get 2v1 down, and he's gonna be killed and cleaned up. There's the 2-1 hill advantage. There's the score flip as well, as Hive will now have the victory in 45 seconds if it stays just like this. Looks like Kenny's trying to push up onto Noey. Shots all the way across the map, but not enough to even make him think twice about taking that fight. Noey picks a perfect job, picks up the retro. There's the bleed out. Now, AMC find themselves in a bad position, in a precarious position. They need a decap, they need a hill back, but they're not gonna be able to get one. Down to 20 seconds, I believe this should be wrapped up unless something catastrophic happens. 3 people from AMC are about to push straight up this back alley. Noey not even down, a lot of shots out with that retro. There's the shock to block off the back, and you're gonna see them push into the hill. TJ down, Praized and Xplosive in the hill, going for the double decap.
You only need 2.
Kenny has 1. Kenny with a second gets the down. There's the kill. He needs 1 more shot. He gets the up A. Kenny bounce, cold as ice. Gets the double kill, solidifies the hill. 4-2. AMC 1 round away from an E-Day victory.
And that's been our first break in this back and forth cycle between these two teams. Now, we should see incendiary grenades get placed on the map unless Kenny wants to choose just to have his shot grenade just a little bit longer. Oh, no, they're going for locks right now. Hey, they're going to force the lock. And I do believe that if they force the lock right now, yeah, you are stopping, you are keeping the retros on the map just a bit longer, and you are stopping those incendiary grenades from getting placed down as well. We'll see if we see a change up in strategy here from Hive. Let's see, off the kickoff, player 3 looks over, player 9 looks over. They both confirm the 4v4 fight. They're locked and loaded. Here we go, round 7.
Lashes out over the top of the U. INZEM holding cover, holding court. Quick turnaround and a great shot. We'll get that first down, but Praized is down as well. They're going to be able to clean him up. Noey, full spread. He's going to go down. There's the pick by Powerz. You can see them continuing to bounce. Powerz gets caught in the corner, though, trying to up A. He's going to go down finally. Xplosive tries to rotate wide. Won't be able to get INZEM either. Nobody's going to be able to finish off these last 2 kills. Kenny still alive for his team. Any kill, any damage could be glorious right here, but will not be. He'll go down. And we will see how Hive will go about the rest of this round as they will get that mid-neutral E back under their control.
That was a great initiative by Hive. And if you think about the back and forth in the second half, Colin, that's pretty much what we just saw here without the shot grenades there. And it was Hive who came out victorious on that initial once again, as the team with the right-hand advantage on you has since the kickoff of this map before the shot grenades got placed down. So if history repeats itself, Hive should get this round, but we won't jump ahead of ourselves here because I think I already did. But as you see, AMC pushing out this lower lane, and they're going to keep Hive back. They know exactly where these players are. And Hive, they're kind of sitting in a defensive position. And with AMC getting a head count, they're going to send some more players towards E. They say, hey, we don't got to get this hill. Let's just shift our attention towards the other side of the map.
AMC trying to make something happen. Xplosive is actually going to roll back now. Kenny's still top of the overlookers, trying to catch anybody trying to push up on Xplosive. They're going to go for the big flank here through the middle of the map. Praized is going to be down, double down as a matter of fact. Powerz will jump off the ledge. We'll get the revive. That's 2 dead for Hive. 4v2 effective on the map. Now home-to-home stretch will be coming. Not sure what they're going to be able to do in this one just yet. They're going to have people coming off of respawn. They need to be very careful. Kenny with the back A will get that finish. See who can come forward in this next fight. Powerz trying to wait in the wings, trying to hide and be a little sneaky beaver. I believe he's got to be a bit, he should have been spotted out by now. No way they don't know that Powerz is waiting right there for him to come back into the fight. Tries to go for that first shot onto Solurs. He's going to get double shot and down. Kenny's going for the home hill stretch. Gets the home hill back, and now a 2v1 at the E hill. Let's see if they can push up these baby steps. Here comes the shock and the flash. Up A from Solurs will find Kenny, and now Solurs pushes back in. Xplosive with 1 down. Tries to get the little slide and glide and won't be able to get it. He goes down. That'll give the E hill back up over to the side of Hive. Back and forth we go. AMC with no hills to their name. They've got to get decaps everywhere if they want to come back and win this round and shut it down.
Xplosive tried to go big for his team right there. He was playing for the double kill. Even though he had that first down, he was like, you know, I got to get both of them. Because I think he could have cleaned it up safely with ease and kind of reset for another 1v1. But in the position in which they was in, they kind of had to get both those hills. In the end, Hive will come out on top here. So with the shocks not on the map, it kind of worked out better for him. Now, no more blocks will be able to get used throughout this, throughout these last 2 rounds here. Only 2 rounds left in the Emergence day. It's been a long one, but I feel like these retros are going to get upgraded to incendiary grenades now.
Powerz hovering over the overlook. Let's see what AMC puts down. I'm not sure what they can do here. I didn't see the block come out, and it is 3-4.
The block came out last round, both of them.
Oh, that's right. My brain.
Yeah,
now there's the incendiary.
Yeah.
So all utilities on the map now for both teams. And this start will be pretty interesting to me because I don't believe the incendiary is going to be part of that initial.
Watch out for the 4-man rush. I thought the way Hive cut in, they thought about it. They definitely thought about it, but the shot grenades are going to get picked up. Number player 5 cuts back. He says, I fake you. So Xplosive goes down low, tells his team to play more defensively. He's going to take his opponent's incendiary grenade and go to D. So Hive has to win this fight and account for the numbers, but Powerz is getting kills here.
Powerz comes away with at least 1. And there's the triple cap stop. They're going to have the 2-to-1 hill advantage. Kenny's in the middle of the map. Xplosive is mounted up top. Trying to shoot down and Lancer out. Kenny's actually going to rotate all the way over. Xplosive, I believe, has 2 incendiary grenades. Here's Noey. Shots on him. He's going to have to push back, and they're going to have to push through it 2, maybe 2 deep here, maybe even 3 deep. Getting into the fight. There's flashes now. They come up the backside, bouncing back and forth. Shotgun out. Noey's not going to be able to find anybody. We see still on his screen a little bit red, but not completely dead. Here comes the push back through the front side. Turns and burns, tries to get the down on Powerz, and will do so. Now it's a 4v3 effective on the map. AMC has to answer back with any kill whatsoever to try to even the odds up, even things up. Meanwhile, a second player for AMC is now down. Now a third, they're falling to pieces. Hive is finding themselves in the right spots at the right time. Triple cap domination starting to tick through. Noey with the pistol in hand gets the first melee onto Kenny. Kenny bounces out, gets the P-cap, gets the punch, but doesn't get the shot and goes down.
Oh, man. Noey didn't win the fight fast enough for the triple cap domination to come through, but his team still has a 2-to-1 lead. That initial to kick this map off was 200 IQ. It was a 50-50 domination play. Xplosive was like, hey, I'm capping a home hill. We're going to get both incendiary grenades. If you guys win the fight, so be it. If not, you will come off respawn, and we will take both home hills and both nades. It didn't work out the way they thought it was, but we just saw them clean house on top of the E-hill, and they are sitting in a position to close out this map.
TJ inside the overlook. He's going to go down. Wasn't able to trade just out. AMC have the 2-to-1 hill advantage as well. 4v3 on the map. Hive trying to sneak over to the F hill. Powerz is going to go back, maybe trying to take this 1v1. I believe they're going to send somebody up top overlook to try to Lancer forward. Nobody on the back has sights on Powerz, so Powerz might find himself in a 2v1 if he's not careful. Here comes Kenny off of respawn. AMC has the lead, and they have a kill now. Unsure if you overextend if you're AMC. Kenny tries to push up, and INZEM blows his head clean off, and now Powerz has to make a move, going back to E, and I believe they're going to rely on Praized to win another 1v1. Shots in from Xplosive, trying to help from the overlook. Here it is, the push up, another little shot on, but goes down to Solurs, and Hive stands tall with their defense once again, ladies and gentlemen, down to just 10 seconds. Powerz will push in, go for the decap. They're going to finish off this kill, but it's going to be just not enough and not in time. Nobody is near D. Ladies and gentlemen, just like that, Hive tie it up 4-4. We will see a round number 9.
Oh, man, we are going to a round number 9, Colin, in one of the longest Emergence days we've had in a while. It's late into the night, but this series has delivered. We had some server issues early on in the day, and shout out to all the fans who have been here with us to this moment, supporting your favorite Gears of War team, supporting the scene, supporting the community. We love you all. But now it's time to crown our third winner here in 4v4 Esports for Emergence days. Oh,
1 round away, ladies and gentlemen. Best of 1 for your life. Who you going with, Hive or AMC? Put it in the chat. See what you're rolling with. See what you're rocking with. Torquebo down at the U. Powerz hovering over it as well. And they put 7 shots in it, ladies and gentlemen. There are 7 shots in that Torquebo now.
I ain't never seen a Torquebo with so many shots in history, okay? This is the only game that got 7 shots in a bow. Fatal Strike would love to play, but he ain't. Okay, so he got to hope that, well, Demise ain't on his squad, and Demise was the Torque god for this Hive squad. So I'm pretty sure somebody can do quick work with it. Kitty gets the initial down on Solurs. So Revive did come through. Kills are acquired. So far, it's looking like Hive is in the driver's seat to get the remaining kills and lock in his E-Hill and lock that Torquebo in.
Powerz will get 1 at top overlook. He's got to turn around and try to burn, but he won't. Noey will get the kill on him. That was a 3-to-1 exchange for the side of Hive. That was a 4-to-1 exchange for the side of Hive. And now TJ, with the bow in hand, has 7 shots to try to get any and every kill whatsoever.
7 Torquebo shots is OP. I'm sorry. 6 was perfect.
Hey man,
7?
they're on elites. They stacked their bows up, man. They didn't care. Okay, they had 12 shots in them at one point, I think.
Did they? Oh my god, that is wild. But let's see, can TJ be red arrow here on the main stage, or green arrow, however you want to say it? Hell, yellow arrow if you want to get nerdy with it. But regardless, as he's revving his bow, you can't poke your head up. You can't push him because he knows exactly where to put him just to get some splash damage, get some multi-kills or some single kills. Big kill for him. The flank comes through for Hive. They're going to keep the E-Hill locked in for their squad. And they are about to put AMC in a position to have to cap all 3 heals here.
Blaze, who would have thought after probably one of the fastest competitive maps we have ever seen or witnessed, Hive would not only win map 2, would come back to tie it up 4-4, crossing the 200-point threshold by 80 points, and continuously be staggering the deaths of AMC. They are in the driver's seat, in the fast lane. Life is a highway, and they are going their way right now, ladies and gentlemen. Might be it. As you can see, TJ bouncing around. Powerz is going to try. He's going to push right through him, gets the kill. They get the decap, but it is not in time. It is not enough. AMC will lose it in round number 9 to Hive. As you can see on your screen, big GG's in the chat to a squad that has played in Challengers, now E-Days, and are continuously getting only better.